This is a story that's got it all. Ambition, paranoia, even state-sponsored theft. It's the ultimate high-stakes race, where the finish line is literally the power to end the world. So today, we're going to unlock the history of the so-called nuclear club and break down just how 10 nations got their hands on the code for the planet's most dangerous weapon.
And it all kicks off with just a single scientific breakthrough. Think about it. A discovery in a German lab right on the eve of World War II that would completely change the course of human history and basically shape the entire geopolitical landscape we live in today. Just 10, that's it. A small, exclusive, and, terrifyingly powerful group. Over the next few minutes, we're going to see how each and every one of them got their key to the club. Now, the first nation to build the bomb, they thought they had secured their place as the undisputed king of the world. Well, they were wrong. All they really did was fire the starting pistol on a race that has never, ever stopped.
So this is where it all begins. Scientists figure out you can actually split an atom and release just a massive amount of energy. Albert Einstein, he realizes the Nazis could turn this into a weapon. So he sends a pretty urgent warning to the United States. And that single letter, it triggers the Manhattan Project, one of the most expensive, most secretive science experiments in all of history. And it all leads up to the Trinity test and, of course, the bombs that ended the war.
The level of infiltration here was just staggering. While America was pouring its resources into this top-secret project, Soviet spies were buried so deep inside that Moscow was getting updates before some officials in Washington even knew what was happening.
Okay, so picture this. It's the Potsdam Conference. President Truman pulls Stalin aside to tell him about America's new superweapon. He's expecting, some big shocked reaction. But instead, he gets this cool, almost casual reply. What Truman didn't know was that Stalin already knew, and behind that calm exterior, Stalin was absolutely furious that America had beaten him to it. And right there, the race was officially on.
And this just illustrates the two different paths perfectly. The US threw money and scientific might at the problem. The Soviets, on the other hand, were deeply paranoid. They used stolen American data, but they refused to trust it completely. They actually feared it was a trap. So they forced captured German scientists to verify every single piece of intelligence before building their own bomb, which they detonated in 1949. Just like that, the American monopoly was over.
So just as the world was trying to grapple with the existence of the atomic bomb, the science took a horrifying leap forward. The next stage of the arms race would be, exponentially more destructive. The crucial thing to understand here is the science. The first bombs worked by splitting atoms apart. That's fission. But the next generation did the exact opposite. By forcing atoms to fuse together, scientists unleashed a power that just dwarfed what was seen in Japan.
1,000 times more powerful. Can you even imagine? Scientists like Oppenheimer actually begged the government not to build it, warning it was a weapon of genocide. But the Cold War logic? It was unstoppable. The US tested its first H-bomb in 1952, and the Soviets followed in 1955. Humanity's capacity for self-destruction had just leveled up big time.
Of course, the superpowers weren't going to be alone for long. Britain, who had been an early partner in the Manhattan Project, was shocked when the US passed a law cutting them off from all nuclear secrets. Feeling betrayed and absolutely determined to remain a global power, they went it alone, testing their own bomb in 1952. For France, the trigger was pure humiliation during the Suez Crisis. Feeling like they were being pushed around by the superpowers, President de Gaulle declared that a bomb was essential for French independence, basically a message to Washington that they no longer needed American protection.
Now, the fifth member of the club, this one changed everything. This wasn't a Western superpower or an old European empire. It was the first Asian nation to get the bomb, and they did it against incredible odds. At first, the Soviets were helping their fellow communist state, but when the new Soviet leader criticized Stalin and started cozying up to the West, China's Mao Zedong was furious. He accused them of losing their revolutionary spirit. The alliance completely shattered, the Soviets pulled all their technical aid, and China was left to figure out the rest all by themselves.
And just look at this scorecard. China shocked the entire world by testing its first bomb in 1964. But the real stunner? It's right there on the right. It took them just 2.5 years to go from a basic fission bomb to an advanced fusion H-bomb. To this day, that is the fastest leap any nation has ever made.
So the next phase of all this proliferation, it went underground. This era wasn't about superpower posturing. It was all driven by regional rivalries, deep-seated fear, and some of the most dramatic spy stories of the 20th century.
So here's a wild one.
Israel has never, ever officially confirmed it has nuclear weapons. The only reason the world knows for sure is because of this guy, Mordechai Vanunu. He was a technician at a secret facility and he took photos, secret photos, and leaked them. But get this, before the story could even be published, Mossad set a honey trap. A female agent posing as a tourist lured him to Rome. He was then drugged, kidnapped, and shipped back to Israel in a crate. His sacrifice really is what confirmed to the world that the club had a secret sixth member.
This rivalry created a direct cause and effect, a literal chain reaction. India, feeling caught between its rivals China and Pakistan, conducted what it called a peaceful test in 1974. The rest of the world was not convinced. So Pakistan's leader famously declared they would eat grass if they had to, but they would get their own bomb. They got a major head start thanks to a scientist named A.Q. Khan, who stole top-secret centrifuge blueprints from the Netherlands. And sure enough, when India conducted more tests in 1998, Pakistan responded within weeks, leveling the playing field.
And then, there's maybe the most unique story in this entire nuclear saga. A country that, facing total international isolation, decided it needed the ultimate insurance policy and built a whole secret arsenal. And this is where the story takes a huge twist. That country, it was apartheid-era South Africa. Yeah, by the late 1980s, they had 6 working bombs. But then, as the Soviet Union started to collapse and their own regime was on its last legs, they made a decision that no other country has ever made, before or since. They were apparently terrified of these weapons falling into the hands of a new government, one led by Nelson Mandela. So they voluntarily dismantled their entire program. They destroyed the bombs, the blueprints, absolutely everything.
You know, South Africa's story was a singular, truly astonishing act of disarmament. But it didn't end the race. And that brings us to the modern era, an age defined by the club's newest, most defiant member, and the terrifying logic that, paradoxically, has kept the peace for nearly 80 years.
Look, North Korea wanted a bomb for the same reason as pretty much everyone else: regime survival. The Kim dynasty believed it was the only thing that could stop an American invasion. They signed treaties promising not to build weapons, then they broke them. In 2006, they conducted their first test, and are now the only country to have ever just walked out of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, the global agreement to stop the spread of nukes, to openly build an arsenal.
So, this all raises a really crucial question. Why hasn't a nuclear weapon been used in war since 1945? Well, the answer is MAD, mutually assured destruction. It's the simple, terrifying logic that if you launch your missiles, the other side will launch theirs before yours even land, and everyone dies. This whole thing is guaranteed by something called the nuclear triad: bombers in the air, missiles in hardened silos, and crucially, submarines hiding silently in the depths of the ocean. They are completely untraceable, ensuring that even if a country is wiped off the map, its subs can still launch a devastating retaliatory strike.
And so this is what we're left with. The technology that started it all, back in that German lab, well, it's almost a century old now. The blueprints, thanks to spies and scientists like A.Q. Khan, they're out there. The genie is out of the bottle. And that leaves us with a really chilling question for the 21st century. What's to stop country number 11? See, the barrier isn't science anymore, it's politics. And that, well, that might be the most dangerous race of all.